let
Right.
me just say that if you want to have black talent and have them work for free or for tips, like that's not, you're not appreciating them.
You know how to move, feel it how you always do. Me and my friend took a light a bush. I take my sense when I roll my good. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, 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 fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Drop it to the ground cause I know you about to fuck it up. I'ma put my shit like this. I'ma put my shit like that. I'ma put my shit like this, put my shit like that. Like that. I'ma put my shit like that.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the live. I'm calling it Snack Talk. Yeah, so Dollie's about to hop on right now. I just want to give a quick little intro. This is brand new. This is something I've always wanted to do, of just talking to artists, especially Black queer artists, you know, finding out their process, what they're going through, and then specifically like what do they go through when they put their music out, you know, when it's time to put that music on the market, or however people decide to release. And, you know, just trying to brainstorm, like, how can we change the game? How can we change the landscape? How can we learn from each other? How can we build together? You know, how can we support each other and make real community? Especially in these times where, you know, we're not out here running these streets anymore. We're not out here getting to see each other perform live. And I really miss it. You know, I know other people do. So just going to bring it on. Without further ado, let me bring on in Dollii. Please join us. Come on through in the live. Fuck it up, fuck it up.
You look so cute.
Hey, we turn you all the way up. What's up?
You look great.
You look great, okay?
I love the pineapple.
Oh, yes, in honor of, you know, you coming on, we got the piñas, we got the pineapples all over.
I
in
love
honor
it.
of PKC, Pineapple Kush Castle, out now, okay? This is just going to be a little conversation, you know? I want to pick your brain about some stuff. I want to hear how you're feeling about some stuff. But for those who don't know, let's just get a little bit into what you do. So tell us a little bit about your artistry and, you know, what you're creating in the world, and, like, you know, what your music is bringing.
Yeah, so when I start producing music, I've always felt like there was maybe like a blank space in music that wasn't doing, like, I don't know, scenic pop, if that makes any type of sense. Like, because I really picture, like, when I start producing something, I picture a place like that I would be listening to this song, you know, and it's in my mind, it's very like, you know, for example, like thinking of sitting on the grass with like only one tree around and like fireflies, like what kind of song would I want to listen to when I'm in that, you know, setting? Like, usually it's something like, you know, a little dancey, something like that, but still like has those, like, I don't know, dreamy vibes of that setting, you know?
You know, how do you see the medium of production as far as your expression?
So you said, was there any like freedoms I experienced, right?
Yeah, like, you
Well,
know.
pretty much like music itself, like just getting, well, I guess music production, like being able to finally dig deep into music was a freedom, I guess, in itself, because before that I had like a lot of feelings and things that I didn't really know what to do with, you know? And it's not necessarily healthy, or not necessarily, it's not healthy, you know what I'm saying? So I needed an outlet to put my feelings into, and as soon as I, you know, encountered music, I was like, holy crap. And so like music in itself is a freedom, like for me, being able to just produce music and produce what I want to hear. That's been an amazing freedom I've gained from music. I would say some limitations. Um, I guess within myself would be like I'm not classically trained or anything like that. So sometimes, like, you know how I said earlier, like I can't produce like chords and then I want the song to be about this and then bam, like just make a hit like that. Like that it I don't know, my brain doesn't work like that, and maybe because I didn't have like any specific kind of training. Um so sometimes that does feel limiting in that way, but also like I guess outside of myself, the type of music that I produce, I feel like sometimes isn't necessarily accepted by a lot of people, or like, I don't know. It's not that it's not accepted by a lot of people, but other things tend to get more, recognition, which can be one of the things that I feel is a little like kind of holds me back sometimes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'd love to hear a little more about that if you.
What about what? About like my genre-ish being like so
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I feel like 9 times out of 10 people want to hear something super polished, um, with lots of like high energy vocals, or maybe like really hard, like someone who's got pipes, like, and
right.
I'm not someone who's gonna like, bell, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I try to do like the best I've been able to explain it is I use my voice as an instrument. I'm not necessarily like a singer. I mean, I'm a singer, but like I'm not like a singer. You know what I mean?
I
Like
say the same thing. I was like, I ain't a singer. We know what
I'm
that
a
means.
singer, right, right. And so I mean that can be another thing that I feel like limits me. Maybe it's not so much that people don't accept that, but maybe I feel like I could be better as far as singing, and as far as producing. Like if I could get some classes, like I would. There's like if someone was like, we're gonna take you to like music school or whatever, I would jump in a car so fast. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because I want to be able to expand my music further, and not necessarily make it more palatable for people, but just maybe be able to understand ways to make what I see as music like I guess palatable to people, but like without being like so compromising about it, like
So
I don't want to
standardized.
just yeah, yeah. So that's that's that on that.
And that's that on that, okay? And you know what? I've been saying this for a while. Like, people need to remember that music predates recordings. Like,
Yeah.
recordings are not music, you know? Like,
Yeah. That's another thing. Like I feel like me live is just a different experience, you know? And like yeah, and wait, Bomb Snacks live is a different experience. Like just with the like
okay.
no one has ever like with the drum and everything like that, and then incorporating some, I mean people have, I guess, but like not that I've seen, and then like you implemented like the cumbia in there, and like you had your drum and you were singing, you were rapping, like that was like damn, that's so cool.
Well, thank you. I did everything live. I don't have any recordings out because I was just like, I want
Yeah,
to. I need to go through this ritual of playing live in order to free myself, further. So um, that's been my experience with that. And now that I'm about to do some recording stuff, I'm just like, I have so many thoughts about it. I have
yeah,
so many opinions and thoughts about it, and I just want to like honor that. So with that
yeah.
being said, tell us about your first experience releasing music. Like, first time uploading a song or making a CD and giving it to somebody, or just like putting your recordings out. You have so
Hmm.
much music. I'm like, do you remember?
I know. Okay, so there's like a couple stages I feel like of when I released music. Um, First was like in high school when I first started learning, and the music was like really bad. Like it was really bad. But the person who got me into music, oh, someone said welcome back. Thank you. Sorry. But when I first started releasing music, it was like my mentor taught me about Bandcamp, and I was like, "Oh wow, oh my God, like that's cool. I didn't know I could have my own website and like da da da." So I just wanted to get like music out there really fast, like
Yeah.
because like everyone also in high school was starting to like their ears were. I went to a small high school. Like when I hear about how big everyone else's was, I'm like shocked. But like
Okay.
everyone was starting to find out that I made music, and so like you know, I was just like, let's put it out there.
Yeah.
And that didn't really like get attention, like as like obviously, I guess, but um I then I went to, and then in college, like um I started trying to get a little more serious about it and like finding like what my style was or whatever. And I was releasing music, but some people didn't really care still. Um and once again, it was like also kind of through Bandcamp, so not necessarily like any platforms. Um but once again, like I feel like people were very much had that like SoundCloud rapper thing like in their mind about me. Um,
Yeah.
Even though like in my mind I'm like I'm going to like this is my life and I'm gonna make something of it. Um, but it really gave me a chance to like I think that was a stage where I tried to do more poppy stuff and like stuff that people would be able to enjoy because people were not enjoying my music at the time. Um, and I don't know, I learned a lot as soon as like I stopped going to college because then that's when things kind of like started to get serious. And so the music started to have like a real meaning sort of behind it. Um, and so I don't know, I just got more serious about it. But my first song was that I released on streaming platforms was Pineapple Kush. That
Okay.
song was, yeah, my friend was like, the PKC story is like a very long one to tell. So maybe for another day. Were there any other aspects of releasing music you wanted to know about?
Well, yeah, I just want to ask
Uh,
about your first one, and so currently, right now, we know the world we're living in. Oh, it looks
mm-hmm,
like somebody asked a question. I'm gonna ask it. I'm gonna ask a question. I'll ask it right after. So you know the world we're living in, where most people get their music from streaming. You know, most
mm-hmm,
people have the apps and they, do that. Um, and we're struggling out here. We're trying to live off our music, trying to survive. I actually there was an article that came out just a few days ago where the CEO of Spotify was saying, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna interpret what he said. Basically, if you want to make money, you need to put out more music. Is what he was basically saying. He was saying that people need to work harder and put out more music if they want to make money streaming. And I mean, I read that and I was like, okay, that just sounds like you want us to give you more products to sell. Like, it
mm-hmm.
doesn't seem like you're trying.
Yeah.
So, with these industries seeing us as commodities, seeing our music as products, you know, how do you feel about the current state of things and artists, trying to get their just deserves, trying to get their, get what they're worth for their work? Like, how do you feel?
So, okay, I'm glad you asked that question specifically. I didn't know that the CEO of Spotify had said that, but
2 days ago.
that's definitely a feeling that I have, and I think we talked about this. But that's why I went on a break from, releasing music right now because um I've released so much music and people think that, oh, I streamed this song and this person gets a quarter. It's like not even a penny that like we get from a stream. So it's obviously not that we're not putting out enough music. We're not getting paid enough, one, in the first place. Um and then it's just also really draining to like have to constantly put out like new material all the time. And then especially for artists that don't have a lot of publicity or they don't have, you know, a team or blah 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 blah, and they're doing lots of stuff by themselves. um it's just, it's hard to, like, I don't want to sit here and release and release and release, and then it's getting like maybe a couple hundred streams or no, you know. And one uh, so to make it short, that's why I kind of like cut my, not my ties, but like I stopped releasing at the moment, because I just feel like there's a lot of music that I already have released that hasn't, underappreciated sounds like very entitled, but like um maybe should have got more attention, or like, you know, it's like I feel like I shouldn't have to release something every single year, you know, in order to, you know, for my music to be able to thrive. That just, it's draining. It's very draining. And
It's
then for like,
unrealistic.
I didn't even, yeah, it's very unrealistic. And right now I feel so great. Like, I feel so great not having to make, well, like, I'm still making music, but like, for example, there's a Bandcamp does, for everyone who knows, Bandcamp now has been, since the pandemic, has doing like a Bandcamp Friday, where they like give up their proceeds of, like, or their share of what the artist makes when people buy music. So basically when I found that out, like, at first I was like, it was kind of like this thing to like, okay, I got to find out when everyone is, and then make a new song or make a new this or make a new that, and make sure that people have something fresh to go and buy and you know, take in. But like, it's like you said, it's very unrealistic, unless I just want to be putting out like trash months, you know, or every once in a while. Like, I'd rather
Right.
take I'd rather take my time, you know? But
It's very clear
yeah,
that this
that's,
person.
so I mean,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
um no, I was just gonna, like, I guess basically wrap it up and just say like, it's crazy that someone would say that we're not making enough money because, you know, we're not making enough music. If, and once again, that's why, this is why I stopped, because if people like really want to listen to but if people really want to listen to my music, like, there's tons out there, and I love making music, but at the same time, like, once something becomes too much of a job, or like when you love becomes kind of like stressful or like unenjoyable, you need to stop doing it, maybe at least for a second, like, and find like how to bring joy back into it. So yeah.
I mean, when we talked, you know, and you said that to me, I was like, yeah, we have to do this. We have to have this conversation because, you know, that person, that, you know, Spotify saying that is, they've never made music a day in their lives. Okay. Let's be
Absolutely.
real.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have nothing without us. Like, we're putting in, you know, we're putting in the content, and, you know, I just want the disrespect to get more blatant, so that people wake up and see like, oh, I this is another area in my life where I can support Black people, where I can support queer people, where I can really like subvert the just the stuff, the bullshit, what's been going on forever, like our music being exploited, our imagery being exploited, and
Yeah.
our lives and our bodies being completely disregarded. And I really, you know, I wanted to talk to you about this because I love your music. I think it's amazing. I think more people need to hear it. And
Thank you.
if you're taking a break, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you're recognizing like, this is my mental health. Like, you know, this is my being. This is my life. This is my love. I'm not gonna just wring it out for
Yeah.
pennies on the dollar.
That's exactly what it feels like. You said, and what you said, you're like, should we make the like disrespect more blatant, you know, so people can wake up? If people want to see blatant disrespect towards artists, let me go to my like, go to my distributor page and print out my stream receipts so people can see how much we make per stream. You know what I'm saying? Like that's you can't. I'm saying like these are hundredths of cents per stream. Not even a pet. So maybe if people are more like they would buy music a little bit more. I think I say props
Yes.
to Bandcamp for doing the Bump Friday. It is a good thing. Maybe I was putting that pressure on myself. But it's a great thing that they're, one, bringing more attention to indie indie musicians, so that way people can actually, you know, finally come in and be like, it's gonna belong to me, or like I'm gonna be able to partake in it, and they know that they're directly helping me out instead of let me go stream blah 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 blah. Like it doesn't,
Right. Yeah,
you know what I
exactly. I think
mean?
that's a great idea. Show the receipts. Like, this is what and it's not even, this is what Spotify or whoever is doing and taking at the same time, talking out the side of their mouth about somebody needs to work harder.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Bandcamp Fridays, like you said, Bandcamp Friday is this Friday, everyone. So I'm gonna be posting a bunch of people's music on my page of who y'all can go support, who you can buy directly from. Dolly's got a bunch of music, and most people don't even price it. Most people just have donations. Like, y'all, like, this isn't breaking the bank. It's not even, and it's very personal because you have to go on each person's page instead of like having
Hmm.
playlists, and you get to, you come into their world a little bit, and you're respecting, the work people put in, and you're subverting like the capitalist mindset of the consumption. So yes, we'll remind people, but yeah, Bandcamp Fridays is Friday. And no one's ever gonna do enough for me. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's great. No one's ever gonna go as far as I want them to, but
Right.
that's why we're here to talk about, to brainstorm, to imagine, to fantasize, like, what would it look like if we were getting, connecting directly with audience people, music lovers, community. Like, I've seen you put out on your page, like, hey, message me and you can get the tracks directly from me. Like, I will send you the MP3s. A lot of people don't know that in most of these streaming platforms, you can add your
Hmm.
own music. It's not that hard. You can keep your streaming, and you can add in music that's not on there. So I want to educate people about how to do that, and
Yeah.
how to, so yeah, let's just like imagine for a little bit. I got you for 5 more minutes. Let's imagine a little bit, like, okay, what does it look like for us to get our, to connect directly with audiences, to create a new kind of, I don't even want to say marketplace. I just want to say a new space for music to be exchanged, and that kind of thing. Like, I guess my idea was um, like, what if there was a streaming app that was just for like all Black queer musicians, because micro niche
Hmm.
seems to be the way that people can sustain themselves off of music, is like connecting to a very specific audience, and then having a relationship that way. Like, have you ever like let yourself kind of brainstorm, like, what would it be like, or what could we do?
Well, as far as and I kind of like that you said marketplace, because actually, like, I feel like marketplaces aren't inherently bad. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the versions that we've seen have been like exploited to the max, which is not even doesn't even become a marketplace. It's like just outright fucking capitalism, you know? But
Right.
if we could manage to, I didn't we like just like so our last show on Earth, right? We had a quite a bit of actually it was all POC performers, three Black performers, and we all had something different to offer, um, so I feel like one, we need to actually be more community oriented, not just like shout community at the top of our lungs. Just like, yeah, like because I mean, like we use that word so loosely. People are like my community and within my community and blah, blah, blah. Like we need to actually see community. Like what does community do? Like one reason I fell in love with San Francisco was because the whole PKC night. One of the things is like if I have green beans and you have potatoes and someone has chicken, we have a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like we can either hoard what we have a boring ass night, or take everything that we have, put it together, and make something great that we all can enjoy. So I just think that maybe we do need to have more black marketplaces, maybe where it's black people supporting black people directly, being able to buy music directly from black people, even if it is still digitally.
Right.
We can be there directly with them. I mean, not now, obviously, but I think that's something we need to see more of. People love to say, Black Lives Matter and blah, but we don't get to see outside of February, people try to smush a bunch of black people in a room. That's
Hmm.
people trying to gather the list of the black people they know and da 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 da. Da. Why not like get all the black people that are creators and create a space for them to go sell their stuff and invite people to come in and support them directly. Sometimes it's like come to my thing and get a cut from this thing, and like I don't want cuts. I'm making stuff from scratch. I want the entire, like, I don't need a cut. I don't need a slice. I need the full pie. Like
Period. Okay, I heard that. Yes. Yes.
so
I
that,
was thinking,
yeah.
I was thinking like the collective or the community kind of thing. I agree with you. It happens a lot of like, we throw that word around a lot. I think, yeah, it happens. Um, I was thinking like, a group of artists who are all making music. What if every time one of them releases, all of these people are buying your music? You already know you're going to have 20 people who are going to pay full money for your music, because when their
Yeah,
music comes out, you're going to do the same thing, and each one has
right.
a network. And we lead by example. Like if people who like my music see me buying your music, and like, hey, I'm putting my money where my mouth is in this person
Hmm.
and community. um People usually like follow examples. So um that was something I was brainstorming. But I really like what you're saying about really getting down to what it is community is. Black people need marketplaces for everything. Okay, Black people need to learn our financial values and keeping money up to build communities, to build infrastructure, whatever it may be. um so I definitely agree with that as well.
Also, I guess maybe in the same vein of this conversation, and I agree also saying, because like sometimes for the Bandcamp Friday, I'll always make like a couple posts, this person and this person. Like if I know that you have a Bandcamp link, like I go and I put it in that post, because I don't just want people to buy music from me. I want people to buy music from everyone that's making music. You know what I mean? Like, and that's
Yeah.
the point. Like, I don't think that we should be fighting with each other over who's gonna get the most money from, like we should all be like, if someone can pay $2 for your music, $2 for mine, $2 for theirs, $2, whatever, like that's cool. We're all getting a little piece, and if multiple people can do that, it stacks up.
Mhm.
So it's good that we do that. Um, but also, um, black marketplaces are a good idea. I feel like it's going to take some time to get those to happen. Maybe not so much now because of everything that's going on. But
Yeah.
I feel like another thing that we need to keep our eyes open for is when we do end up working with other people. Um, and just there are a lot of people out there who own establishments or own this or own that, and they want black talent, but they just want to exploit black talent. So I would like to remind people that, like, if you can manage to say no and get every other Black performer to say no, we're not going to do this for the fraction that you want us to do it for. We need like what you pay everybody else. Then we can
Mm-hmm.
demand, more money. Like we deserve to get booked, and more money doesn't necessarily mean paid more, but also like Black performers don't get booked as much as white performers do necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Or like other people sometimes. Like I said, usually I see a resurgence of like Black casts in February. And I'm like, no. And usually in February I'm like, I'm not doing no show for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like that's just, especially if you haven't like reached out at some point before this and it's like
Before.
Dolly's Black, let's throw her on there. Like, no, I don't want it. I'm not gonna take it.
Yes, I like that is exactly what we need is that solidarity and that communication because those are things that community practices, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
community practice communicating with each other like, hey, this venue is being fucked up to me and this person and this person, let's, let's rally around that. Um
Yeah. And it's like I'm not trying to say like start a witch hunt on anyone or nothing like that, but it's just like people know people know when they're trying to take advantage of someone, you know? And let
right.
me just say that if you want to have Black talent and have them work for free or for tips, like that's not you're not appreciating them. Saying like, and so I think more multiple layers to stuff, but more people need to say no to working for free. Like we to demand money. We need to demand to do a show. Uh, I wanted to say it's not bad to do a show for free or for tips if like the person's in the right person, but it's just if the person expects that from you, I don't really think that their mind is in the right spot. I wouldn't ask. So, yeah, I just need people to understand that people and their art are worth something and exposure isn't worth anything. It can help sometimes, but who really can eat or survive off of exposure? It doesn't work. It doesn't happen. No one has ever in life been able to do that.
No, no. And they're by inviting you to their platform or just inviting you to their venue, they're admitting that you are adding value to whatever it is they're doing, but they don't want to
Exactly.
acknowledge that they need to what that value like they're not acknowledging like okay this is you're valuable, your time is valuable, but we still trying to like slide up and get what we can for free, and that's the capitalist model is everything's for profit. The least money you spend on the actual thing, the more money you make. That whole mindset, and it's disingenuous, and when someone's being disingenuous.
I don't know. And like black people working for free, I don't know. That doesn't sound good to me. Like,
I heard about that somewhere. Right, and
sounds
that's
a
why
little
with this guy
sounds a little
like
suspicious. I
too
don't think
real.
so.
Yes, we are going to say it. We're going to say what it is. Like y'all want, I don't know whoever this man is or whoever this person is with the Spotify. Like he wants y'all to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, stop being lazy, and work for free, basically.
Just make
Okay.
1,000 songs. If
And
you
you
make a
made
thousand
1,000
songs,
songs, you would like.
you'll get $1. There you go.
You would get.
Go away.
You would get a whole dollar. Okay.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there to my
Almost there.
Spotify dollar.